Hey everybody, I'm Richard Ron with the Leonardo Group and the Lean Design Studio. I want to take a few minutes to tell you about an event we have coming up the first part of May, and it's called the Challenge, Lean Simulation Modeling Challenge. And this whole idea of a challenge is fairly new to me as well, but it sounded like a great idea, so we're going to give it a try. The basic concept is this. You take some time every day for a fixed and relatively short amount of time, like say a week or 5 days. Ours will be a 5-day challenge. So you dedicate some time every day to either learning a new skill or getting something accomplished, or maybe both, I think in this case, so that you can actually attend to your regular job duties and get this done at the same time. And we Leonardo Group, provide the coaching, provide the format, provide the training, provide the feedback. And then your job is to be challenged to just keep up with the plan, right, with the program, so that by the end of the 5 days, you got something done, you have something learned, you had something accomplished. And so sounds like a great thing. And by the way, personal testimonial, I'm doing a challenge this week myself, not on a lean subject, but on the issue of getting a garden started in the springtime. So this is a challenge to plant your garden in the spring. And I'm actually doing it this week. So I'm today on day 3 of the challenge, and it's been great. And it's not like I never gardened before. It's not for complete beginners. It could be, but I'd had a garden for a long time. But the problem was always just getting organized and having a checklist that I felt committed to getting done every day. So it's been great just from that point of view. Of course, I've learned some things as well, some important things, but the actual challenge itself was mostly just to get organized and follow the roadmap that they provided. And by the end of this week, I'm going to have a lot accomplished that I would normally be putting off or not getting done. So that's the idea of this challenge. Some of you may be simulation modeling, I wouldn't say necessarily experts, but you have some experience with it. You've used it before. Some of you may be intrigued, but never actually had a chance to use it. And there are a couple reasons for not having used it up to this point. One of them is just the cost of the software. That's one challenge. It's not cheap. The other thing is just the learning curve, taking time out to learn. And we've addressed both of those challenges. First of all, we're providing the software for this challenge, so you get to use ours. It's a web-based platform. And the other one is the learning curve. We've designed this simulation tool to be able to model value streams. And so if you're familiar with the value stream mapping concept, or that's kind of how you think, then this is going to be very easy to understand, and the learning curve is way less than just using a generic kind of simulation software package. So there we go. So there are a number of reasons why you might want to get involved in this challenge. One of them is what I just discussed. So you have a chance to get something done in a shorter period of time and learn about simulation modeling, not just learn about it, but actually build a model and then actually use that model to improve a process. So that's a lot in 5 days, but I think it's doable. The time commitment that we're asking for is probably around an hour a day. So you could even just get up a little early and do your lean simulation modeling work and then, go on with your normal job duties with no problem. And of course, we're going to be here during the event to look over your shoulder, to check your results, to make sure you stay on track with the 5-day activities. Okay, so that's one big advantage. Second thing is, reason for doing a challenge is just the time. So normally to learn something like this is going to take you, who knows how long, right? But we're giving you a challenge to carve out that time and commit yourself to it up front. And then with an hour a day, by the end of that week, you'll be amazed at how much you've learned. Now, if you were just trying to do this on your own, who knows how long that would take? Yeah, if ever. So the time, the speed of it is really important as well. Third thing is group engagement. And I'm finding this is true on this gardening challenge that I'm working on this week. It's been great interacting with other gardeners. And so part of the challenge will be to share your results, share your questions in a forum kind of environment where you can upload pictures, you can post chats. And that will be part of the experience as well, is being able to go in and share, share what you're doing, brag a little bit maybe. And the last thing is the cost. Now, sometimes people do these challenges for free if they're trying to build their email lists or they have some other reason. We're charging $49. And the reason for that is I and my other team members are going to be spending time with you during that week to review your data, number one, and then two, to review your models to help you overcome roadblocks quickly, and then help you with the process improvement steps at the end. So this is a real bargain, actually, $49 to get involved with this, but we do have to charge something. So relatively modest, right? Extremely modest, I might even say. So let's talk about what's going to happen during the week. So step number one, you're probably going to be needing to do some pre-work prior to the event, which, by the way, is planned to start on May 9th, 2022. So the pre-work is important because one of the critical inputs is going to be your data, your process-related data. And if you don't have that ready at hand, then you're going to be spending some time gathering that. And we'd like to be able to hit the ground running. So we'll send you some information, some checklists, some workbooks on what data you need to go collect. The other important thing about data collection is make sure you're scoping your project for this week correctly. You're not going to create a model of your entire factory, right? You're not going to get it done in 5 days. So we have to be prudent in terms of the scope of what it is we're trying to model, right? How many stations do you want to include in that model, or how many processes are we including in the model? And that's something we can help you with. We can help you, make that decision. But you don't want to be overly ambitious. It would be better to be less ambitious and really do a thorough job than to be overly ambitious with too big a scope and then not get it done, right? Not get finished. So that's the pre-work, right? Gathering some data. Now, once we hit the event, May 9th, we have 5 days of activities. Day one is going to be orientation. So we're going to discuss some concepts related to simulation modeling and some of the pros and cons, some of the things to watch out for. And we're also going to confirm that the data you've collected is suitable. Those of you that already have process-related data, you're comfortable with that. You may take day one to actually pull that together if you didn't complete it during the pre-work phase. All right, so that's day one. Day two, we're going to actually create the model. By that, I mean we're going to take that data you've collected and we're going to put it into the format that this simulation software is going to want to see. Now, good news for everybody. I'm sure you'll be relieved. The data repository is going to be something called Microsoft Excel. So it's something you already know, right? It has to be formatted correctly. So we'll be giving you a template. That won't be a big deal, but you need to have it in that format. And then the software we've developed will be able to read that Excel file and then do the processing, right? So that's day two. And by the way, the Excel file has a validation tool along with it, so you can actually check your data yourself, make sure that you haven't missed any process names or misspelled words, those kind of things, or just flat out missing data, missing times, for example. Okay, so that's day two. Day three, this is the big day, we're going to run the model. So you're going to use our simulation modeling software. And by the way, this is not some kind of toy. This is a discrete event simulation modeling engine that we've developed it was developed by some of the best simulation folks in maybe the world, right? Certainly the country. So this is the real thing, but it's designed for a specific purpose. It's designed to simulate, to model value stream kind of environments. So it's not going to do everything in the world of simulation. It's not going to simulate a nuclear explosion or a weather system, but it's going to do a value stream. And it does it pretty fast. So you're going to learn how to run the model and how to troubleshoot issues that may come up as you're running the model. That'll be day number 3. Now, these software programs will generate a ton of data. And so day 4 is going to be looking at that data and identifying some of the opportunities for improvement. So you need to understand what you're looking at, and we'll have some training in that regard, right? There are a number of worksheets, again, in Excel that comes out of the simulator that you can look at. The most important one, though, is what is the throughput of your value stream, and within a certain amount of time? Is it what you expect, or is it too low? And the other thing is, where are the bottlenecks? So this is kind of a theory of constraints approach. The data allows you to identify the constraints in the flow, and then you come up with ways, strategies to improve that flow. And that takes us to day 5. So day 5 is improve the process. Now, up to this point, it's all been non-value added from the point of view of actually making a change, right? Of actually improving your process. But we're going to change that, because on day 5, you're going to look at that output and then come up with strategies for improving that process. And we have a workbook, worksheets that go along with that, all the way from improving the process by reducing times, by eliminating waste, by adding resources, by improving the flow itself, by adding buffers, by changing the sequence. There are all kinds of strategies. So I think you'll find day 5 illuminating as well. And the idea is to come up with some concrete ideas. Now, if you're working on one of your own processes or one of your own value streams, which I highly recommend that you do, if you don't have data, you're not stopped. We can provide you with sample data or a sample line design, but of course, it's better if you use your own and come up with actual things you can work on. So the deliverable from day 5 is going to be some process improvements that came out of your simulation modeling effort and analysis. So that's going to be exciting as well. Now, last thing, I'm thinking of scheduling a live session at the end of the day. Many of you might be in, overseas. I don't know. So the end of the day for us may not be, it might be the morning for you, or it might be the middle of the night. I don't know, but we'll try to schedule a time that's convenient for most of the folks that are participating in the challenge, so we can have a live session. So you guys can chat, and we can chat in a Zoom session, and share experiences during this what I think will be a really exciting week. So that's all I have for you. So think about it and sign up fast. There's a link on this page, and also if you're getting this via an email, I'll include a link in the email where you can read more about this challenge event and also sign up, reserve your seat. So with that, we hope to see you there. Bye-bye.